All right. Oh. All right, pals and gals. The stream is now live. Hopefully everyone is either in or getting in. Not quite sure, but we'll get started as soon as we can. In the meantime, enjoy.
You still make a scene. Why you always play the lead? You're too fast, then you're too slow. And the next thing you know, it's no longer your show.
You're always in my face, no evading where you go. Trying so hard to be that girl that's on everyone's mind, but I can't escape what I know. You're commonly afraid to jump over lines to the unknown. You try so hard to be the one that breaks the breaking rules, but can't relax and say the truth. So I throw out a life vest, but still you won't grab a hold. I don't see you escaping from the undertow.
'Cause tonight you're no queen, but you still make a scene.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I did not turn on my microphone, so howdy, folks. Hope you enjoyed my singer. It took a pretty penny to get Demi to do that for me, but I made it happen just for you guys. So yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So, make sure that you guys all have your what's it called? Your survey forms open. I'm looking in the chat. We have some very patriotic people, so that's good to see. I'm just gonna assume that we're all ready to go, so let's get going. As always, if you have any comments or concerns, make sure to let me know either in chat or via any other communication method. And let's get going. Also, a new addition this week, got a webcam, so shout out Jim and his sponsorship from Progressive Plumbing Supply. It's a big help this week. So let's get going with the trivia. All right, and
Why you always play the lead? You're too fast, then you're too slow. And the next thing you know.
yeah, so let me know if the music's too quiet or too loud. And here comes the first question. So as you all know, we had different people submit different suggestions for the categories, and so that's what we're gonna have up first. First one was submitted by Lauren, and it is The Office. So, question 1. The Office is a very successful American adaptation of the British TV show of the same name. It aired on Thursday nights for 9 seasons. While popular in its day, it saw a huge surge in viewership when the show came to Netflix. What television network did this show originally air on? It is also at this moment that I realized I forgot to make a graphic for a timer, so we're going to be winging it again. All right, moving right along. Going to question 2. Food, submitted by Nikki. So, you might notice a theme going on with these categories, as I took what you said perhaps a bit too literally. So this was food with an exclamation point. So what's the category going to be? Loud food. Eating is a fond pastime for many. However, due to its loud volume, snack time is unbearable for others. According to a 2013 study, which of the following is the loudest snack sound? There's Lay's barbecue potato chips, celery, Cool Ranch Doritos, opening a bag of potato chips, or a stale marshmallow. And there's a bonus if you can put them all in order of loudness, but the main point is just if you can name the loudest. So, if there's any questions about how to fill that in on the form, I did the best I could. So make sure to drop it if you are confused. And good luck.
Shit to do right now. I think we should cruise right now. Let's see what all that talk is about. Talk is about now. So come on, make your move right now. Girl, it's me and you right now. Let's see what all that talk is about. Talk is about now. Ain't gotta think about shit when we on the road. GPS, girl, tell me where you wanna go. Yeah, you can hit the J if you wanna smoke. Yeah, we can get high and keep it on the low. She flow like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Louboutin heels, but she quick on her feet. You can't tell her shit, but she listens to me. It's different with me. Barely 21, but she a
Okay, moving on. Question 3. Music, in quotes, from the last 10 years. So, of course, this is going to Oh goodness, that was my Google Home acting out. So this is music in quotes, which means you're gonna have to fill in the blank from a music song. The song Uptown Funk is the most popular song of the decade, that decade being the 2010s, sitting just above Party Rock Anthem and Shape of You. Finish the quote from Uptown Funk. This hit, that ice cold, Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, blank, blank. And a bonus if you can name the artist of this song.
Ain't got shit to do right now. I think we should cruise right now. Let's see what all that talk is about. Talk is about now. So come on, make your move right now. Girl, it's me and you right now. Let's see what all that talk is about. Talk is about now. All that talk.
Moving right along to question 4, which was submitted by Kelly. She's asked for a cooking category question. So this one will be about categories of cooking. There are 7 basic categories of cooking, including baking, roasting, broiling/grilling, frying, boiling, and steaming. The 7th method is described as cooking food in liquid that is just below the boiling point. It is often done in covered saucepans and is preferred for eggs and meats compared to boiling. Name this method that starts with an S. Alright, time for question 5, submitted by Greg. Spartan Sports. Now, I was very tempted to make this about the ancient Spartans, but I decided to make it about Michigan State instead. Michigan State had many great sports teams throughout its history. The school has claims to 30 national championships, 20 of which are bestowed by the NCAA. Until 2014, all the NCAA championships were in men's sport. In what sport did Michigan State earn its first and only NCAA women's title? Alright, moving on to the 6th and final question of the category, submitted by Jim at the last moment. We have Star Wars. So there have been 9 mainline Star Wars films to date, split into 3 trilogies. These trilogies are meant to rhyme with each other. One unique feature of the prequel trilogy is Mace Windu's lightsaber. This came about because Sam Jackson personally asked George Lucas if his lightsaber could have this unique attribute. What is this attribute? and you can either name the specific thing about the attribute or just the attribute. I will accept both. I apologize for not muting myself before I took that sip. All right, so let's make sure. So that's the last question of this round. So go ahead and submit your answers. Once you submit your answers, it should take you, or it should give you a link for another submission page, and that will be the submission page for our next round. And I'm just now reading your message, Lauren. I will turn up the music a little bit. Let me know if that's too much or not enough. Alright, looks like we have 5 responses thus far. So go ahead and get that answer in Jim. We're looking for a response from Jim. I think I just heard it's not working. Might have to investigate further. Please hold. We got that sorted away, so his answer is not submitted. So I will now begin the grading process. Make sure that you click on that link to take you to the next form, and I'll be back in a moment. But in the meantime, enjoy my new fancy overlays. This is a high quality stream, if you ask me.
Attention, she knows she can get it, yeah. Can you be a real human for a second, please? This ain't TV, no one's watching, it's just you and me. Girl, what's your problem? Why you think that you're better than me? Light up for all the cameras, pose for the magazines. But can you show me the side they never see? I know you're special, but if you're feeling me, I wanna talk to the girl that's underneath. Oh my God, hey, let me talk to you. If you don't understand, I'ma walk you through. I ain't worried about the fame or the cars and the planes. Those are things that I know you probably often do, for real. But what you really like to do,
Let me know and maybe I can plan a night for you. Cause you the only one to match my fly. Just feel a vibe, I can put you on a natural high. And girl, I know that you a star, but I'm trying to get to know just who you are. I would never be the type to break your heart, so gonna take off that mask and show your flaws. I won't judge you. Girl, yes, it's alright, just be you. Don't hide, I need the real you. Oh my god.
Light up for all the cameras, post for the magazines. But can you show me the side they never see? I know you're special, but if you're feeling me, I wanna talk to the girl that's underneath. Light up for all the cameras, post for the magazines. But can you show me the side they never see? I know you're special, but if you're feeling me, I wanna talk to the girl that's underneath. I wanna talk to the girl that's underneath. I wanna talk to the girl that's underneath.
Shorty want it all, tryna make it happen. Just so happy she attractive. How far you gonna fall before you're on the mattress? Are you really about the action? Cause I'm really about your accent. Never wanna act like I know it all, but I know when a woman is worth showing off. If I'm being superficial, then show me the door. But if I'm super official and you looking for more, I never beat around the bush or waste time. Like, life's short, you should spend it in the limelight. With a little touch here and a brush there. They saying life or water, nothing's really unfair. I guess we'll ride that out. Now y'all starters need to find your route, and I'ma find out how. All I have is my love and my word. Hoping you ain't too cool and you curb, cause I know Shorty want it all, tryna make it happen. Just so happy she attractive. How far you gonna fall before you're on the mattress? Are you really about the action? Cause I'm really about your accent. Shorty want it all, tryna make it happen. Just so happy she attractive. How far you gonna fall before you're on the mattress? Are you really about the action? Cause I'm really about your accent. I can see it from the stairs, standing right here. You still the show without trying, that shit is quite rare. Forget the opinions and shit you might hear. Know my position ain't tripping at all despite theirs. In due time it'll happen. Just make sure you got your seatbelt fastened. Oh yeah, it's clear what other people.
My microphone is on now, so much like last time, it was a very tight race for the whole thing. So we have a three-way tie for second place. That is yeah, so we have a three-way tie for second, as well as a three-way tie for first. So with 2 points, we have Dawn, Kelly, and Jimmy. And in first, we have Nikki, Greg, and Lauren. So it's anyone's game at this point. And we will now be moving on to our next round, which is I'm sorry, we will be moving on to answers. All right. So first up, we have The Office. It originally aired on NBC. We had 4 people get that right. Then, question 2, we had loudness of foods. We had 2 people get the loudest correct, and no one got them all. So in order of loudness, I have it listed. The loudest was opening a bag of potato chips, followed by a stale marshmallow, then Cool Ranch Doritos, Lay's barbecue potato chips, and celery is in last. Alright, so now moving on to question 3. Uptown Funk lyrics. It's this one for them hood girls, then good girls, straight masterpiece, and it's actually Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. Everyone who submitted guessed Bruno Mars, but it was in fact Mark Ronson. Moving on to the next question. The 7 basic categories of cooking. This one was people did pretty good at. We had 4 correct answers, and it was simmering. And followed up with Spartan Sports. Michigan State has his first only women's title in 2014, and that was in cross country. No one got that right. And our last question of the round, the unique attribute about Mace Windu's lightsaber, and its color / it was purple. So on that one I accepted color, a specific color, though I did not accept color changing Nikki, because it was solid purple. Alright. So now we will be moving on to our Picture Palooza round. So this is something that I had some fun with over the past week, so hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. What I did is I took movie posters from the last 50 years. I took one of the most popular movies of the decade according to IMDb, and I digitally removed the title of the movie, and you will have to guess that movie. So let's see. Make sure you guys have that the second form open, and try to use the same names as earlier. I will be double checking to see if we have any issues. Alright, looks like we will be ready to go. So, this is our first movie from the 1970s. We have a picture of a man. He's wearing a rather dapper suit. He's got his hands, not quite Ricky Bobby hands though. And it's only one of them. Name this movie. Oh, it must be a number? I will look into that. One moment.
But now I've seen all the truth. It's covered on your hands. We're losing our romance. You love starting riots, standing in the dark. Try to fight these giants.
Alright, if you guys want to check that now, it should be fixed.
Your ways get under my skin. The world's tiniest violin on my shoulder, like, oh, she's too much to handle. I've had too much of what you give me, overdosing on this thing. You were my mess, now I can't put out the
Alright, haven't heard any complaints, so I'm gonna assume that I fixed it. If not, make sure to let me know. We'll move on to our next question. From the 1980s. You got a guy in a mask in the background. 2 characters who seem to have a thing going on. Yeah, you got some solid poster.
But now I've seen all the truth. Yeah, it's written on your face. Can't keep up with your pace. Your pace, no. You love starting riots, standing in the dark. Try to fight these giants. Oh, you hate their bark. You love sounding sirens. Drag me through the sparks.
Moving on to the next one. From the 90s, here we have a female, probably 20s to 30s. She has her feet up in the air, appears to be smoking some sort of cigarette. Yeah. Pretty interesting movie. What is this movie? Alright. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Aha. Here we can see a figure standing in front of a building. That building appears to be on fire. Looks like another solid movie. Came out July 18th. Oh, it's got Morgan Freeman. Who'd have thought? And moving on to the final decade, because we didn't have enough movies in the past 3 months. The 2010s. It's like we got a whole bunch of people. Yeah. Appears to be a bit of a ruckus downstairs. Not sure what that is alluding to.
You ain't feeling them downtown lights, but I got a bottle at your favorite place. It's waiting for us in a bucket on ice. Damn, I didn't think it'd be that easy. 'Cause now you're getting ready. I'm just sitting there watching TV.
So hopefully you got answers for all of them. And once you do, go ahead and submit them.
I talked you into slipping down the hall, baby, turning on your playlist you play when you're in the shower. Talked you into taking up our time, making up your mind, switching back and forth for an hour. Now you're looking like a line from a Van Draw song. I'm looking at that fine little dress you got on. Don't get me wrong, girl, I love it. Now I just wanna talk you out.
Alright, so it looks like we have 6 responses. However, it appears that Jimmy has dropped out of the competition, but Tits has entered. So, not sure what's going on there, but I will get on to grading. So, enjoy the music. Be back in a minute.
Music's probably way too loud to hear you laughing. There's a look in your eyes, looks like we ain't leaving now. Girl, I'm so glad, I'm so glad. I talked you into slipping down the hall, baby, turning on your playlist you play when you're in the shower. Talked you into taking up our time, making up your mind, switching back and forth for an hour. Now you're looking like a line from a Van Draw song. I'm looking at that fine little dress you got on. Don't get me wrong, girl, I love it. Now I just wanna talk you out of it.
Every time I forget to do that. Okay, so we did it's a pretty solid round. But the big thing is we do have a solo winner. So one person will be going home with the coveted prize. So let's get on to those answers before we announce the winners. So, one thing I will say is I was quite proud of my work, so we will be going back and forth just to admire for my own personal enjoyment. So this one, classic 1970s movie is The Godfather. I did accept just Godfather, although it's not technically correct, but we actually had everyone get this right, so hats off. It's a pretty simple one to do. Then going to the 80s, shoot, where'd that go? This one, we was a little surprised. We had half you get it right, and this was in fact Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. I did accept Empire Strikes Back, and in Dawn, this is not Buffy the Vampire Slayer. All right, moving on to our next movie from the 90s. We had another 3 out of 6 get this one right, and it is the Quentin Tarantino classic, Pulp Fiction. All right, moving on to the 2000s. We had a lot of Batman, couple Batman Returns, and a Batman Returns ? Who the F knows? This was in fact The Dark Knight. And on to our final movie. We had a lot of good guesses, but unfortunately no one got this one right. It was in fact Avengers: Infinity War, not Endgame. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed those questions a little better than last time. Also, it was my intention to have a couple more questions this time round. However, I discovered I had a project due today, so that took a bit higher priority. All right. So now to go over. See, I do not have anything for that. So, time to announce the scores. There they are. All right. So in 4th place with 3 points, we have Dawn. Then in 3rd place, we have a tie with Nikki and Jimmy/Tits. Both had 3 points. I'm sorry, both had 4 points. They were in 3rd place. Then a tie for 2nd, both with 5 points. We have Kelly and Lauren Agnello. Leaving 1st place with 6 points to goodness, it's Greg. So, hope you guys enjoyed this trivia night. Remember to tip your waiters and try the veal. See you all around.